Hello. So, in this video, we're talking about belief. Why you should not believe in anything and you should know a thing rather than believing. Now, understanding is very easy. So, when you go out, when you look in the sun and the sky, do you believe the sun exists or do you know for a fact that sun exists? Obviously, you know for a fact a sun exists in the sky. When you know something, when you know that the sun exists in the sky, why do you need to believe it? You see, belief and knowing, they do not coexist with one another. And to understand belief is very easy. Imagine belief is like this wall where everything is already written for you, a thought already thought for you, right? I hope it's easy to understand. A thought which is already thought for you, and you read it as if it's your own, but it's a belief because it has been already written for you. Your thoughts written for you, the things written for you. So you don't question it, so you don't know it. So when you believe in a thing, a wall that has already written things for you, thought for you, thoughts. You don't know a thing. So knowing is like breaking that wall and transcending into all oneness. So it's like, this quote like which says, birds born in a cage think flying is an illness. And that cage is the belief system in which we are in, the belief fed to us by our society, social conditioning, government, religion, and the things which we study, and all the things. And we are that bird. And flying is like freedom, is knowing the self without experience, right? Now, so when it comes to belief, now how do I know that there's a belief or I know this to be a fact? We need to have experience it at first. Now, if there is, now talking from a spiritual perspective and experience, belief is where there's duality. Before that, let me tell you that the greatest illusion of this world is the illusion of separation, right? So belief falls under duality. If the religion tells you that there is Godhead separate than you and we are just nobody and we have to follow that, it's a belief. And when that religion tells you that my God, our God is the best God and the other gods are the false gods, then there's separation, right? I'm not taking names, but you can see when there's separation, that's a belief. And when it lets you transcend when you transcend your belief into knowing that everything is one, there's no separation, and that's knowing. Now, if somebody asks me, Sabal, do you believe in God? And I say, no, I don't believe in God. I know for a fact that God exists, right? So how can I say that? Talking from my experience, everything is one. Everything vibrates at a certain frequency. The tree, the forest, my feelings, emotion, everything is an energy vibrating at a certain frequency. I am an energy manifested in this human flesh. That tree is an energy manifested in a tree's body. Now, what separates us is how we look. The separation in this realm of duality, what separates us is the idea and how it looks, because it vibrates in a different frequency and I vibrate in a different frequency. It is giving us the illusion that we are two. But the essence of it, if there's something inside it, life force or the element inside the tree, then the element which is inside the tree and the element which is inside me, it's all the same. Everything is one. Now, don't believe in what I'm saying, right? You have to know this for a fact. When I say this, you also have to make sure that you're not believing in what I'm saying. You have to experience these things that I'm saying to be a fact. Now, whether it's religion, whether it's everything, let me also talk about if I'm talking about God. Let me tell you something about God now. When I talk about God, when we say God, we have this idea and image of what God looks like, which is that belief wall of which there's already a of a deity or God projected for you, and this is the God. We have to worship it. And it's all right. It's like when you teach school children, kindergarten children, how to read and write. You teach with the words and all, right? So it's like that. That's school. But mind you, some people, they never go out from the school. They never graduate. They're just into this. They're so happy into their delusional school that this is God and we are separate from God. They're inside the wall and they're happy that those birds were inside the cage, and then they point out to other birds, oh, you're a bird, you're flying, that is an illness, some things like that. So now when I talk about those things, now if it hurts you, then that means your belief system is hurting, your ego is hurt. Now when you transcend over that, when you know a God to be a fact, God is a frequency, like I've said, everything is energy. God is the source energy, and we are the co-creators of this realm. God, or whatever you want to name it, it's the source. And since our energy is inside this so-called human body, we are functioning it, right? And to transcend, to be one with the God, to be from duality to non-duality, we have to transcend beyond this. We have to transcend beyond the idea. When you let go of who you think you are, you become what you are, right? So you have to let go of this identity. And since God is a frequency, we have to connect to God from some ways. Like it can be our different ways, but not your belief system. The ways on which you can really experience God as the self and one and all. Now, when I say that, if God, it's like, connecting to a radio tower. I am a radio and I need to connect to the signals of God. Okay, let me connect to God. And to connect to the God, since God is a very high frequency, it's like when you go to the gym, you cannot just lift heavy weights, right? You have to practice, and to experience God and to tune into God frequency, first of all, you have to know which frequency you should vibrate to tune into God. And you have to train your body to handle that frequency by training your mind and your body. To train your mind, you have different spiritual practices, sadhana, your body, under the guidance of a right, correct guru, a teacher. So these are all about experiencing things. And when you go beyond these things, you go beyond belief. So kill your belief by the self-knowledge, by the knowledge of self. Not through your belief system knowledge, but through the knowledge of the self, will you transcend everything to realize that everything is one and all, and that you are free and we are here to experience. So, at the end, I would like to say, do not believe in things. Know things to be a fact, and always choose peace of mind over happiness. Bye-bye.